we've hit upper body, it's time to move into our lower body. There's two different ways you can work this program. You want to keep it simple. It recommends no more than a half-hour a day. So you can do upper body one day, lower body the next, do a walk on your middle day, the third day, or some abs, then go back to an upper body, back to a lower body. Ideally, you want to hit every major muscle group at least 2 times a week. So to go into legs, start out nice and simple. You want to get the blood flowing. I recommend starting out with a squat. It'll hit a lot of your major muscle groups in your legs. You want your feet shoulder width apart. You want to sit your weight through your heels, and you're sitting back into it. You can put your weights between your knees or out to the sides. Keep your core tight, chest up, arch your back, sitting into it. You never want to go past your toes. Always keep back, almost like you're trying to fall back onto a bench. You can even use a chair or a bench or something to guide you. Nice and control, good tight core, nice and slow. No need to rush these. If you don't want to do a squat or don't have a weight, you can do it body weight as well. From there, I also like to do a lunge. With the lunge, you want to stay again nice and tall in the core. You don't want to collapse forward, you don't want to collapse back. You're just stepping out wide, pushing up. You can alternate legs, or you can stay stationary, drop down into it. Give you a side shot. Again, nice and tall, good tight core. Drop out into it, push off that front foot. I don't want to see this, which is very common. This, down. You don't want to touch your knee or hit it. And a lot of people also kind of stagger and fall. Nice and tight, use that core. Alternating and making sure, again, your knee's not going past your toe. Chest is back. If you have a bench, like I do, you can also do a leg extension. Put your weight on, and you want to find your axis of rotation through your knees. If you're too far forward, you can injure your knees, or too far back. You want that pin, wherever the axis is, right through your knees. Extending out. You'll feel that, and that'll isolate just the quad. Since we just isolated the quad, now we can isolate the hamstring. A great way to do that is through a deadlift. You want to grab your weight, nice and tall. A lot of people do this wrong. You want to keep your back arched, tilt the pelvis forward, you're bending at the hip, not in the waist. So you're going to take your weight down, your butt is out. A lot of people collapse and want to round their back. If you can, try and use a mirror. But nice, slow range of motion, and almost like you're falling back, keep your weight through your heels. As I'm doing here. Slow and controlled, good tight core. Full range of motion. And you should feel that right in the back of your hamstrings. If you're feeling it in your low back, check your technique, readjust, try again. If you don't have weights, another good tool to have is a basic ab ball. You can start out, put it into the wall, just into the lower back. If you have your milk jugs, use your milk jugs for your weight. Wall squats. If you don't have weight, I tend to recommend a few more repetitions, about the 15 to 20 range. But again, make sure you're sitting right into it. Knees do not go past the toes. Good tight core. If you're a skier, or you want to hit the glutes a little more into that side hip, turn your feet and your pelvis, keep your chest facing forward, sit into it that way. And then switch sides. You can also go for an isometric. Go down, hold it for as long as you can, a good 30 seconds to a minute. That's going to give you an isometric strength building in your quads. You're going to feel a burn. And then bring it up. Another good one to do for your hamstrings if you don't, again, have weights. Bring your heels on the ball. You're going to lift your butt up off the ground. Use your arms to stabilize you. Curl the ball in. Nice and controlled, don't rush it. And if you want to make it a little bit harder, lift the hips up off the ground. Again, control. When I work legs, I try to get balance. You've got lots of major muscles in there. Your inner, your outer thighs, your quadriceps, your hamstrings. Another way to hit those inner and outer, and your glutes, sumo squats. Think of a sumo wrestler. They come out wide, toes are wide, toes pointing out. Have your weight if you have one, and going down. Knees going out over your toes. You don't want to buckle them in. Keep them out over toe. Go parallel if you can, as low as you can. You can feel that on your inner thighs as you go down, glutes as you come up. And from there, work down to your lower legs, calves. If you have an elevated edge, a stair, a chair, you're just going to step up, find something to balance on. If you want to go single leg or both legs at the same, you're going to drop your heel, up on your toe. Drop your heel, up on your toe. Nice, slow and controlled. Think of this one almost as a stretch. Then switch legs. Hope it feels good. Thanks again for joining us in our phase 2 of our HCG diet exercises. Again, these exercises were brought to you not to build, not to burn calories, just to tone and maintain muscle mass, and to give you something to do while in phase 2. I know a lot of people want to still exercises and they don't want to give that up, and these exercises I have found for myself and experimenting with clients have been safe to do without putting your body out of balance. Again, if you have not started HCG diet and are interested in our products, please visit us at www.localhcg.com and be prepared, because we're going to be bringing more to you as far as our fitness series goes.